going on, everybody? This is Chris once again from my channel I Am Toys, coming at you with a special review of the Blitzway Ghostbusters. This is the 4-pack, comes with some exclusive accessories, and we'll get all into that. But the first thing I'm going to do, before you guys fast forward and you skip past this friggin' intro, just to get to see what the figures look like, just hear me out for a second. Let me say a few things. Obviously, these figures were delayed for a little while. This video is coming out probably a little bit before the American, and probably maybe a little before the Hong Kong release. Before we get into this, I have to give a big thank you to Stephen Allen and his wife over at Time Walker Toys in Kansas. It's a family-owned business. They went above and beyond to keep everyone who pre-ordered from them up to date with newsletters and with constant communication about what was going on with these figures, why they were delayed, so on and so forth. During one of the last few delays, there were things going on behind the scenes, and Steve went full Superman and actually went out to California and met with Bluefin, and I think Wan Choi was involved, and they came to an agreement to actually send some units, some sets, to the United States prior to release to do some reviews before what happened with Tyler Durden happened again, essentially. Those of you who don't know, when Tyler Durden was initially released, some bad pics came out, some poor reviews, made the figure look like crap, basically, and there were some cancellations and so on and so forth. The figure obviously wasn't bad. Blitzway's never put out a bad product in there at all, in my opinion. So they were really, really good. Steve was fantastic. I'm so happy that he thought of me for this, and it was really touched my heart, man. And I've got to be honest. So I just want to give a big shout out, and for anyone that wants to is looking for a good store to start business with, man, I can't recommend him and that store enough. I mean, they're definitely going to be getting more of my business, that's for sure. And there's just nobody like him right now, or that store, I don't think. So there's a second batch of these coming out at some point after the first batch. So I would jump on the wait list over there if you can. Talk to Steve, email him, call him at the store. He's very accessible, and he will hook you up, man. I mean, it's just, he does things at Sideshow, Big Bad Toy Store, and many main retailers, they don't do, in my opinion. At least I've never experienced it. And I thought Sideshow had decent customer service, and they still kind of do, but then again, they tend to read your email about a complaint and then give you the soft response saying that, oh, well, due to quality and not everything can be perfect, and that was after you told them that there are black dots on the outfit. That's not a variation in the manufacturing. But anyway, that's just one experience. But anyway, Time Walker, Steve, man, you guys are the best. So let's get into these figures. First thing I'm going to do is zoom up on the boxes and show you what the work that they put into it, and then we'll do our thing. Let's rock it out. All right, so here's a close-up of the boxes. Obviously grayish cloud scene to set you up for the end of Ghostbusters. When Gozer was pretty much coming, Dana and Scully are basically meeting up to become their wonderful terror dog selves. Ghostbusters written at the bottom, obviously. And each box is essentially the same, only they have their names, as you can see. All across. And I really thought that was an awesome touch for Blitzway to put their names on their patches on the box in that format. I think that's really awesome. And then you got their whole name underneath, obviously. That's really cool. So I just wanted to point that out right now. And you obviously down here, you've got the city of New York in that on the horizon. And it's one of the best scenes at the end of the movie, of course. Good old Dana and Telly. Alright, and I'll give you a once-over of the back of one of the boxes, just to show you. And as you can see, each box has each character on the back of it. Each unique, individualized to the character. You've got Spengler, Winston, obviously. Credits on the back as well. Venkman, and Stance. It's really cool. So as far as boxes go, man, that's awesome. And I normally don't review boxes, but I thought I love this movie that much, man. I mean, if you grew up in the 80s, then you're an 80s child just like me. This is one of your favorite movies as a kid. I was 9 years old, and it left a place, man. It left the mark on me for life. That's for damn sure. You know, there's this is classic 80s, man, and these guys were in some of their best form in this film. So, all right, man, let me show you the main attraction, man. All 4 figures side by side, and boom, woo! That's all I can say, guys. There is a reason why K.A. Kim is my favorite artist in the damn business right now, and it's this kind of work, this kind of head sculpts. It's really, really amazing. And I'm going to show you each head sculpt. We'll do 360. I'll put it on display. I'll rotate it around. I'll show you the head sculpts. I'll go up and down probably on one of the outfits because each outfit is essentially the same just about. I haven't noticed too many minute variations in it, so I'll probably just show you the outfit on one as they pretty much, or maybe two, but we'll see. I haven't noticed any massive differences between the outfits themselves. Maybe a little more weathering, possibly, really, but it's all subjective for the most part. But honestly, man, from prototype to production, there is not much of a loss, and normally you see a significant loss in detail when it comes to the softening of the sculpt, the transition of that work from prototype to production piece or final production piece. And honestly, man, it really did not soften all that much. It's almost the sculpts, for me, in my opinion, almost look exactly like the prototypes when they initially came out. When they showed these at San Diego Comic-Con, a lot of us thought that they tweaked Egon's face or his smile a little bit, but now I'm looking at it and I looked at the prototype pics, I think it's actually the same, believe it or not. His sculpt, man, is actually incredible. It's actually really good. I mean, all of their sculpts are really good. I'll get into one possible small issue that I have with one of the figures, and honestly, that's really about it. Everything is really awesome. So what we'll do is probably, now I'm going to show you each head sculpt, so what we'll do first, I guess we'll start out with, why don't we start out with Venkman? We'll start with Venkman, rotate him around sculpt-wise, and then we'll go from there, guys. We'll move on and we'll get to it. All right, so here's Venkman's close-up. I'll let you soak that in before we'll let him rotate around, and that's when we'll do the body rotation and pan, where we'll overall look at the clothes and whatnot. So I think that's awesome. I think K.A. Kim did an incredible job, top-notch work, and from the prototype to this, I really don't see much of a difference. Maybe the 5 o'clock shadow didn't come in as much. Maybe that softened a little bit. But overall, a lot of it is there. It's really good. And those of us who have been in the hobby for a while, you know that you're going to see some softening. And if you go ahead and look at the prototype pics and then you look at this, you can tell that there is very little softening. And to achieve that, that's amazing. So my hat goes off to you, Blitzway, Wan Choi, everybody, K.A. Kim. Incredible sculpts. You really did a killer job on the detail on these figures. So I'm going to rotate him around, and we'll get a look at the entire head and a little bit of the Proton Pack as it spins and the clothes. You know how we do. So we'll let him rotate around, let you soak up that sculpt from all the angles. I really think it looks like him from just about every angle. If you really wanted to complain and you wanted to tweak something, you could probably maybe say you could squeeze the head in a little more, make it a little bit of his face a little thinner, or the skull itself a little thinner, but honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. It does not bother me at all. It's an incredible sculpt. It looks like Bill Murray all the way around for me. Very little loss in the transition from prototype to production piece. And then we're going to have some purists out there as we're looking at the hair who are going to be like, I wanted rooted hair. I wanted it rooted. It should have been rooted. So, I don't know. You're never going to please those folks. But sculpted hair on this is fine. And it's just overall, man, it's amazing. I want to curse. That's how happy this figure makes me. I want to say it's effing amazing. I'm going to try and keep this PG-13. So we're going to pan down the outfit. I'm going to set this up, and we're going to start going down. That little quick edit. Hit the wrong button on the camera there for a second. But as we're going down, man, and you get to look at the detail on this thing. Wow. I mean, the work they put into the Proton Packs is sick. I mean, you really see how and why a figure gets delayed. I mean, this figure, honestly, I don't think it's even been delayed a year. I think it came out, pre-order went up in August. Well, no, it's probably, I think it was this August, it's been about a little over a year. So we're doing a little bit better than Hot Toys normally, but, you know, some people don't like to wait and they get impatient. So Proton Pack is just killer, man. And I'll show you the Proton Pack more separately. I'll take one off. I'll even show you how to pop that back off, and hopefully I don't break it in the process, because I can tell you right now that's one of the things you got to be careful for, and they warn you in the instruction booklet to be careful. Don't use too much force, because you will cause damage. And honestly, I'm kind of weary right now of taking it off again, because I feel like I'm gonna break it. I mean, I'm a big guy, so I don't want to fat finger it and destroy it. Just good detail all around. Awesome base. But the only thing I'll complain about the base. I don't know why Blitzway chooses to use these bases, man. They're just a pain in the ass, man. They really are. Just go to a basic stand. I would have been happy with one of the regular crotch hugger stands with the Ghostbuster symbol on the base of it and their name on the front on the tag. I'm happy. Seriously, so that would have made me happy. Alright, so that's Venkman, basically. And coming back up, and what we'll do is I'm going to look at the other outfits again real quick, just to see if there are any variations. And if there aren't any variations, then I'm not going to bother showing you another outfit. I'm just going to get to the next sculpt of the next person. And that'll be it. So I'm going to take a little quick gander again. And if there are no differences, like I said, we'll just move on to the next sculpt. See you on the other side. Alright, so there's Winston Mr Zed Amour. He is by far one of my favorite characters. I wish he had more lines. I wish he had a little bit more involvement, man, in both films, because I love Ernie Hudson, man, and his character was great. And believe it or not, some people probably think I'm lying, but it's just crazy the issues that people still have with people of color, man. There are actually people out there that were like, nobody's going to buy Winston. People are just going to buy the 3-pack, because I think the 3-pack just comes with Spengler, Venkman, and Stantz. It doesn't come with Winston. And there were actually quite a few people, man, around saying they were just going to buy the 3-pack because Winston was just a token black guy, and he wasn't important in the film anyway. I mean, come on, man. It's like, what does him having to be black have to do with anything? I thought he was a great character. I thought he was a great addition, a great balance to the team itself. He was that guy that was always kind of the realist. He didn't quite believe in any of the stuff that they were doing. He just wanted that paycheck, man. And I've been there, and I have done some shitty jobs and some crazy jobs to get paid, man. And Winston jumped in, and he was like, "Hey, I'm all about it. Let's do it." And he was comical, and he was he was a great character, man. So I'm gonna spin this guy around and let you get a shot at the head sculpt. I might even pan him maybe a little bit just to show you some of the weathering, and then we'll move on to the next sculpt on the next character. So there's nothing going to be too crazy with Winston as far as the sculpt. I mean, he has short black hair. That's basically it, you know what I mean? The paint application's pretty good. The only complaint I could possibly have with Winston is, depending on the light of how you're displaying him, the paint application on his face comes off a little bit like, almost a little red, like he's sunburned a little. It all depends, what kind of light. And right now I'm using natural daylight LEDs, which kind of brings out what the accurate tones are in the skin. So if you look at it, it looks maybe a little reddish in the tint of his skin. I don't know if that was when they were trying to give him that shine, because his skin and his face in the movie does kind of gloss a little bit, so they were trying to get maybe try to give him that effect. And you know, that's just my my deduction. I mean, I could be 100% wrong, but it does come off a little bit red a little bit. So the only issue with that, maybe just the paint application with him. But other than that, he's gonna look dynamite in pictures and photography and in a detail. There's no way you can have 3 and not have the 4th one. You got to have the entire team. I know there are some people out there that are restricted with funds, and that's you know, I understand. But eventually, man, if you can pick all of them up, you got to do it, because who knows how long these guys are going to be out for sale, man. They're already technically sold out. Every place is already waitlisted. So, like I mentioned, man, if you're looking for one, try to get on that second batch. Hit up Time Walker Toys. Talk to Steve. Again, he's very easily accessible. Email, phone. Just call the shop, and he'll hook you up 100%. So, all right, let's pan him a little bit, I guess. I'll show you this Proton Pack a little bit while we're zooming around. I'll get to it more, but look at the detail on that. That is amazing. Amazing. Emblems are good, and I hope the weathering is coming through, because there is a little bit of slight weathering to the outfits. They're definitely not raggedy by any means, but there's still a little bit. So this is like maybe pre-Gozer part of the film, you know, before they were really getting down and dirty. As you can see, I changed the base, because the base, man, the Blitzway bases are just tough. That style of base, they fall over. It's hard to get them positioned on there, so I had to switch it. So I'm sticking them on here for now. So again, I hope hope some of that weathering is coming through. It might not be. It's very faint. I think Venkman might have actually more than any of them, so that's one difference that I found. And between the clothes, I don't know if that's going to be constant with you guys when you guys have this in hand as well, but I'm sure you'll let me know, and you'll let everybody know. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Let's do Spengler. And there is Spengler. Man, they did a great job. K.A. Kim, man, high five. I'm telling you. I'd give her a big hug if she was here right now. This is how amazing I think she did on these sculpts. I mean, wait till you see Ray. Oh my God, wait till you see Ray. It's such a good job. Such a good job. So, again, I could have sworn we were analyzing pics on the Sideshow Freaks. A few people had posted some things, and we thought they tweaked the smile or the smirk or something like that. But it looks like they kept it the same. Maybe it was just our eyes messing with us, or the shot, or the way it was taken, but we thought they had tweaked it, but into more like of a smile kind of, but they kept it like this, which is still fine with me. I see Spengler in there 100%, so you know, I'm not complaining. It's a terrific job. So I'm gonna hit the pan option, or not the pan option, the rotate option on this base, and let it spin around like I did with the other, so you can check the sculpt all the way around. Again, sculpted hair. I want it rooted. So let's let that turn. And for you know, for sculpted hair, it's as good as you can get, man. The details there. And we all know, man, if you want rooted hair, it takes a lot of time, and it's going to drive the price of the figure up. Sometimes exponentially, sometimes not so much. All depends. And again, it looks like him from all angles, man. Terrific likeness. If I had the money, I would love to commission K.A. Kim to do a sculpt of me. I wonder how much that would cost anyway, man. I would love to know how much she charges, because I'm thinking probably do a master sculpt, maybe six grand, $5,000, somewhere around there. Let's say between $3,000 and $7,000 maybe to do a master sculpt. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the sculpt she did for John Lennon. It was amazing. But she's by far, she's very talented. She used to work for Hot Toys, and then she left. I don't think she was a freelancer for Hot Toys. I think she genuinely worked for them, and then she left, and now she freelances, and I'm sure she's killing it. So, all right, and then we'll do Ray next. I'll let you get one more last shot of him. Man, you guys are going to be so happy with this set, and I know people are watching this like, God damn, I can't wait. All right, so let's show Ray. So Ray stands. Killer likeness to Dan Aykroyd, man. It's another amazing sculpt. And as you can see, when you look at the prototype pics and then you look at the production pieces, I see very, very little drop off. Very little. Maybe it's just me, but it's very little. Maybe in the forehead a little bit, but overall, man, this is a home run on just about every single figure in every way. And when you guys see the accessories, it's just killer, man. Slimer, everything. They did a good job on him. Just all around, it's fantastic. So, I know some folks, let me know if any of you guys are just picking up one. And if you guys are going to be picking up one, who's it going to be? I know a lot of people like Stan's character, but I don't know. I just there's no way I'd be able to do it. There's no way I'd be able to pick up just one of these guys. You know, you got to have the whole squad. I know some folks are probably wondering if all four of these guys are going to be able to fit in a Detolf, and I believe they will. You just have to be creative with the posing. Probably, I think a couple people in Sideshow Freaks already had this idea, but kneeling down, maybe 3 standing up, 1 kneeling down in the front, or 2 standing up in the back, and then 2 kneeling down in the front. It all depends how you want to do it. It'll look kind of weird if you only have 2, you know, together or on each shelf. I mean, it all depends. But I would definitely want the whole squad together. I mean, when you guys saw these 4 together in the beginning, or semi after the beginning, it's really, really great. You know, you gotta have these guys together. So I'll let that rotate around one more time. You guys can soak that up for a little bit longer. You know, like always, remind you guys, check out my Instagram. I'll have shots of these guys up there. And my photography is just as sharp, if not better, than the video. And then I've had a couple guys comment on videos before, like, yeah, right, man. And then they look at the photography and they're, holy shit. So I try to get these figures looking, try to give you guys an idea of what they look like in light that you would probably want to pose them in, natural daylight LEDs and so on and so forth. And I try to do the same thing with my photography. All right, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put these guys side by side again, and I'm going to show you the outfits a little bit more to show you that each one does essentially come with the same thing on the outfit, so you don't think I'm lying to you. We'll do that really quick, and then we'll move on to the accessory portion, and I'll go through each one of those with you, and we'll just keep having a blast, y'all. Ready? Throw them! Yep, always wanted to say that. Now I've fulfilled my total geekdom in making an ass out of myself. So, anyway, they obviously all come with streams. They're easy to attach. I'll probably show you how to do that as well. They all come with walkie-talkies. All of them, they also come off. I mean, the walkie-talkies come out. Each stream, like I mentioned, is attachable, detachable. They all come with these hooks on the side there. They all come with the hoses, as you can see here, every single one. They all come with the strings that are attached over here, which you can see hanging from, I don't know if you can see that on him, but hanging on Spangler over there. You might be able to see it over here on him as well somewhere, or maybe not, but I'm on this side, so probably why I can't see it. But just about all of them come with the similar things. Obviously all 4 come with Proton Packs. I already said there's not really any variation in the outfits too much. Venkman, I think, maybe has a little bit more weathering, like I mentioned. And that's honestly probably about it. So they all have emblems on their left arm, or on the right arm rather. Left arms are all blank, which is I believe is pretty screen accurate to the film. I don't think they had emblems on both sides. So that's about it as far as the accessories that come on the clothes. and some of the external ones as far as the streams. The next thing we'll show you is, actually, no, we'll do this together. I'm going to turn these guys around, and we're all going to hope that every single Proton Pack lights up. Can we go 4 for 4? You guys think we can do it? I don't know, man. Hot Toys has such an issue with manufacturing Iron Men and making sure all their lights come on. I don't know. I bought 2 Mark 46s, and I had one that didn't light up at all. So we got 4 Ghostbusters. Are all 4 Proton Packs going to light up? Take your bets now. Let's see what happens. All right, so have you guys taken your bets? Do we have a pool going yet? Let's see if all 4 are going to light up. All right, that's 1. That's 2. Let me go to the other side. So I'll block the light for you guys. So far we're 2 for 2. 3 for 3. Oh my God. Oh my God, 4 for 4. We just put a, I think we just hurt Hot Toys, I think we just hurt their feelings. No, I'm just kidding. Hot Toys puts out a decent amount of stuff, I would believe, consecutively without issues. But anyway, isn't that great, man? Just seeing those packs light up is awesome. And the Neutrino Wand also lights up a little bit in the tip as well, but it doesn't light up the entire stream, unfortunately. But it's all right though. It's still cool though. I'm telling you, man. You see these things light, it makes you want to cry, man. My inner child wants to scream and cry. It's so damn cool. I like to be alive, man, and in an era of our hobby where we can get figures like this and electronic components, man, and the quality that's delivered by Blitzway and K.A. Kim and everybody that put some effort into this. It's amazing, man, and it's going to be great to leave this stuff to my kids, man, one day. So it's going to be, I'm telling you, if I could be buried with this stuff, it'd be great. But you can't take this stuff to the other side, right? All right, guys. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to turn Venkman around a little bit just so you can see the light up at the tip. I'm going to turn it that way just a little bit. Hopefully that's showing up. It might not. I might have to back it up a little bit. You know what? We'll keep it right here. You should see it. So yeah, that's coming up. Like I said, though, it doesn't light up the entire stream, but you know, minor nitpick, doesn't bother me whatsoever. So, all right, let me go through some of the accessories for you, the exclusives, and so on and so forth, and we'll keep on jamming. All right, so for the first things, the Proton Packs. Obviously, as you can see from this, very good weathering, very awesome detail, man. Just about a mini prop replica of the originals. You got weathering at the top, you even have weathering on the back as well. Straps are pretty accurate to the film. Just about everything, man. I mean, even on the the colors pretty much match. The Neutrino Wand has weathering on them as well. And this just pops off. I thought it actually like slid on like this, but what ends up happening, you have this little notch right here, and you have this little groove right in here. So all you got to do is just basically press it in. And boom, it's on. And then you got the switch to turn on the Proton Pack here. And there you go. And that's that, pretty much for that. Push it again, it turns off. For the batteries, it takes, man, if it's Energizer, it's DL2032, or no, CR2032. If it's Duracell, it's like DL or something like that, 2032. So, but they're 2032s basically, whatever kind of coin batteries you take. This basically, get this out of the way. This pops off to put the batteries in. Comes off just like this. Don't use a lot of force. It also tells you in the instruction booklet, pops right off. Sometimes easy, sometimes not. Batteries right here, the 2032s. And all you got to do is just put that back in like that. And boom. And then one more time for you. That goes on like this. And bang. You've got your Proton Pack pretty much assembled. So hopefully everybody gets ones that light up. You know, I'd hate to see people get ones that are malfunctional, because I know it'll be a pain in the ass to return them. So let's do the, show you the combination of hands you get next. I'm not exactly done with the Proton Pack yet, so we're going to go back to it. I actually forgot to put the stream on for you. So you'll see this little hook area, this little lip, and what you're going to do is look for the spacing basically on this right here. You can see it right there. Hopefully that's coming through for you, and you're just going to slip this right into that. If I can get it to fit. And there you go. And that's that for that. The traps, awesome detail, as you can see, all the way around. Weathering also on it as well. Details, I'm telling you that what they put into this is awesome. Practically perfect mini replicas, man. So awesome. Even the foot pedal, which would normally be used to start it up, to open it up rather. Fortunately, this doesn't press down. I did try first. I pressed it late because God forbid you fat finger it and break it. But this is actually what you press, and it pops open. They don't always pop open at the same time. Just push them back down, they clip. There you go. See, like that time it did, but I think I might have been off of the camera there. There you go. See, both open that time. But they don't always all the time. There's a little hook right here on the back. Or not a hook, but a little spacer that looks like it's supposed to line up with possibly Ray's belt, or maybe Winston's. I haven't tried to see if there's actually a spot on there for it to sit. Or if that's just for show, basically. But we'll find out later if I don't forget. You get the PKE meter. You just pull these parts out, just like that, and then just like that, and then there you go. You know, pretty cool. Hopefully that's coming in for you too. And just push them back down. This comes with Egon, obviously. Again, good detail paid to that. There's even some weathering on this as well. You get a bunch of hands just like this. Each one comes with a variation of hands like this. Open, closed. Obviously, the hand to hold the Neutrino Wand. Regular glove hand if they just want a whole pair of gloves. And then Ray, Peter, and Spengler all come with variations of hands like these. The guys who smoke obviously come with hands to smoke. That's not one of them, obviously. This would be one of the hands that you use for Ray, so you can hold the cigarette like this. It comes with most of the guys who smoke. It comes with 2 cigarettes, one that's already lit, and one that looks like it's been lit already and smoked, kind of like the Tyler cigarettes that you got. So you get the variation of those hands, and for Winston, obviously those are going to be a little bit different because of his skin tone. So you have pointer finger, but with what Winston comes with that the other guys don't, are actually a finger with a thumbs up. And I can't remember if he comes with a thumbs up hand for the right hand as well. I thought he did, but I'm not seeing it right now. But when you get it in hand, I guess you'll find out. Because if I lost it, then I lost it, I guess. But yeah, the other guys don't come with a thumbs up hand like this one does. So that's pretty cool. And you get obviously the pointer finger that comes with the other guys, and your regular open, another open hand, another open hand. And this, I forget, it's another meter that Egon uses, and I can't remember the name for some reason of what he used this for some reason right now. I'm drawing a blank, but you guys can remind me in the comments. And here are his goggles for Ray. He's fit his head very well, perfectly. I had them on him in the beginning. Strap is obviously flexible. It's pretty durable, but don't go too crazy with it. And Slimer in all his glory. This is what you get if you bought the 4-pack. The arms just pop in. It's the first time I'm doing this, so if I jack it up, you'll know why. So they go in just like that. And this is if you got the 4-pack. The 3-pack, I forget if he comes with it or not. And that's that. Really good detail on him. I thought they did a great job. Nice and translucent. It's really cool. So hopefully all that translucentness is coming through on the camera as well. This is the stand that you can prop them up in. Nothing too crazy. Might do a pose with that later. And then you get the Ghostbuster sign. You put the batteries in right here, 3 AAA, and then you turn it on. You probably can't even see it because it's under light right now, and it's not really that bright, even to tell you the truth, when the lights are off, to tell you. But it's a cool addition. Here's the police guardrail that I forgot to show you. So I just threw it up in a pose. You know, basically you have the 3 in the back blasting them, and Ray over there with his trusty trap to nab their best friend. So I'll probably do one more pose for you guys, some museum poses with these cats, and have them all side by side again, so you get one final view of them all 4 together. And then I'll close out with some final thoughts and so forth, and I guess that'll be it. So I hope you enjoyed the video up to this point. Anyway, I tried to do cover as much as I could, try to hit most of the aspects, go over all the accessories for the most part. I don't think I forgot anything. And anyway, I don't know. I've had a blast so far. I hope you guys have. If you love Ghostbusters as much as I do, then you definitely had fun watching this. You're going to have a blast with these figures. It's going to be a ton of fun. So if you can grab the 4-pack, I would definitely grab it. But anyway, let's do one last museum pose with these guys, and we will close the curtain. Here's another look at Slimer. I know I previously showed him to you before, but I kind of want to give you a static look of him as well, because the paint application and the expression and everything on this guy is really, really cool, man. I might even pop the camera off to show you the inside of his mouth, just because it's the detail work is really awesome. So this is obviously in 4K, so this is I'm sure it's coming in as good for you as I'm seeing it, because the paint application on this thing is awesome. I love the way they did this thing. The casting process really they knocked it out of the park, Blitzway, man. You know, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, Wan Choi is supposedly a perfectionist, so I don't blame him. Let's take him around again for you. That's so cool. I'm glad to be able to show you this in 4K, because if this was just standard definition or even 1080p, man, the gloss and the way this thing shines would definitely not be coming through the way I wanted to, that's for sure. So I'm gonna pop this camera off, and I'm gonna get a little bit closer, and I'm gonna turn my image stabilization on. So I'm sorry for that shakiness, but we're gonna get a little bit closer just so I can show you the inside of his mouth. That's awesome. I'm gonna work on the teeth, the tongue. It's sick, man. That's Slimer, man. All he needs is some hot dogs. That would have been a nice addition. Throw some hot dogs in. I have to see if I can find some 1/6 scale hot dogs and shove them in his mouth. But yeah, it's badass. So that's Slimer, and you know what I'm going to do? I'll do a quick demo too of how to put the police rail together. It's not rocket science, but I'll do it for you. Alright, so the guardrail. Again, it's not rocket science, but what's a good review without showing you how to put everything together, right? So basically, I'm going to pick these up. Those are going to fall down, right? Little snap pieces right here, as you can see. They're going to snap into place. Just like that. And that's obviously slides in there. And that obviously slides in there. And there you have it. Voila. And these are some of the extra accessories that you get. Each figure comes with this little bundle. You get 2 stickers, the Ghostbusters sticker, and you also get these. The second sticker is this one right here. That is the second one. And you obviously get some magazine covers from the film. Atlantic, Time, you get the New York Post, the USA Today article, the Globe, and the Omni mag cover. And again, each figure comes with these. So I thought that was pretty cool. And that'll kick it for the accessories. Slam dunk. Alright, so we have our lowly Mr. Venkman. He's going to be our participant for our articulation demo. Alright, so basically, alright, we got a full 360 rotation of the head, obviously, so you can pull a Reagan from the Exorcist, right? Arms, you can get 90 degrees and even more, as you can see, even more than that. So walkie-talkie will be really good, putting it up to his face, it's no problem. Front arm, you can get it to about, let's see, about right there is pretty good. You don't want to pull on the clothes too much, it's when you start getting a decent amount of resistance. The legs go up to about right there, as you can see, and you get a knee bend. Let's see if we can keep to about right there. So that's not too bad. Articulation is pretty good for the most part so far. I've been messing around with them. The only thing I noticed that some of the bodies that whatever body Blitzway used, some of them are a little yeah, some of them are a little looser, and some of them are a little tighter in the joint areas than some of the others, basically. So the legs you can pull out so about right here. Again, you're not going to be doing Spider-Man poses, so really it's really irrelevant, but I know some people ask anyway. Venkman is one of those figures. So his body is a little bit stiffer, like I was mentioning before when I was talking about that. So he is one of the guys that is a little stiffer. Hip and abduction, you get a little bit right there, and to about right there, and or that's rotation rather. Abduction, you get about right there, and you can go back to about right there. So obviously hands and everything, they're on standard ball joint. You can friggin' that 6 scale figures use, you can rotate them all around. The feet are articulated as well, as you can see. Rotate them around if you need to be. So maybe that'll be a little bit more clear for you guys. You can see that, and about right like that. So hope that's enough for you. So that's basically the articulation of the figure itself and the movements as far as what you can get. Hopefully that's good enough for you. So we're gonna move on to something more fun. Now I also want to give you some independent shots of these guys alone instead of with the team. So we'll start off with Ray. Give you some slight variance in some of the poses that I've been doing over the course from the beginning. So, what do you guys? I'd like to hear your thoughts on the delay in the basically never happened Ghostbuster film with these guys. As far as bringing all 4 of them back, it's really a shame they procrastinated so long. You know, there were rumors it was due to the script, then it was due to Bill Murray, and it was just all kinds of problems, man. And it's really a shame. You know, they waited so long. Harold Ramis passed away now in the meantime. You know, and that was depressing, man. It's such a shame. I wish Ivan Reitman or somebody would have just, I don't know, manned up and got everything done. I mean, I haven't read the latest on really what happened. I just remember what I was seeing over the course of years, you know, and then them talking about, you know, putting together the all-female led version. And I think Aykroyd was going to write the script, or did write the script, I think, for that. I don't know if he co-wrote it with someone, I can't remember. But, you know, I wanted to see the original guys back together, man. It sucks that, you know, they waited so long. So, whatever. You know, let me know what you think about that, you know, if it kind of pained you as well. But that's life, right? We can't always get what we want. And we're all getting to that age now where a lot of our icons, you know, we're passing away. It's unfortunate. So let's move on to Winston next. Alright, so here's Winston by himself. Hooked the Proton Pack, I mean not the Proton Pack, I have the trap laced through his belt. Unfortunately, I don't see a way to actually latch it on, so you kind of just have to hang it. You'll definitely be able to do a better job than I did. I just kind of did it quick, just to give you a pose with him, so you can see him by himself. So as I was saying, yeah, we no new Ghostbusters film, and what we got stuck with was the new one, the all-female led one, and I am all about female-led films. I mean, some of my favorite films are, you know, Wonder Woman and the Resident Evil films, you know, but there is such a thing as there is such a thing as a bad movie, and it was basically it felt like a spoof of a Ghostbuster movie to me. And it was just, I don't know, it was no good, man. I mean, and Hemsworth, God, I felt bad for him. He made his character so dumb, it was unbelievable. Like, oh, man, and then the stage diving, it was, yeah. I think probably one of the worst scenes for me was probably there was a cat in the bag segment between Kristen Wiig and McCarthy. It was painful. That was painful to watch. But anyway, so I hope you soaked in Winston. We'll do Egon next. I think I already did a shot with Egon with the PKE meter. I'll probably put a stream on him, even though I think you already saw that. But we'll do a stream anyway, so you get to see that, because I don't think I gave you a view of him or anyone with a stream in a rotating pose, so you get to see how long and extended it is. All right, and here is Egon. Let me move Ray out of the way. He's sticking out a little bit. I don't want to steal Egon's thunder. So, the streams that you attach on are probably about 7 or 8 inches long. Now, it sucks because for display purposes, if you want to put these in a detolf, I don't think it's not going to fit. I mean, even if you put one in a corner and you angled it from diagonal from the corner, I still don't think it's going to fit in a detolf, and that sucks too, because I would really like to pose one of them inside with one of them. But between, I mean, if you really tucked his arms back, maybe, you know, but it would look weird. You know, I don't know. I have to experiment and see what'll happen. But one thing I probably didn't mention when you're putting on streams, just be careful. The wires that are attached everywhere on these things, from the Proton Pack to the Neutrino Wand, they're fragile. The spirally effect that's around the red portion of the stream, be careful you don't put pressure on that while you're pushing it onto the head of the Neutrino Wand, because it will separate. I separated one on mine, and you can glue it back on. It's not a big deal, but be careful. Same thing with the wires; they can pop off. I almost popped off one on Venkman's Neutrino Wand, and actually, you know what? I think I kind of did, actually, now I'm thinking about it. I have to go back and look at it, because last night I think I might have done that. So, again, you can glue it, but you just got to be careful where you're putting your fingers with these things, because a lot of it's fragile. So, we'll move on to our last one, 3 down, 1 to go. We'll get on Venkman, and then we'll close out, guys. Final thoughts and considerations. All right, and last and not least, Dr. Venkman. So, somewhat posed up from that infamous scene where he gets slimed from his favorite hot dog eating buddy. That was one of my favorite scenes as a kid, man. I remember when he slimed him, he was so saturated with ooze and all that shit, man. It was it was hilarious. And remember Ectoplasm when that came out? Man, I forget who made that too. I'm assuming it was Mattel, I guess. They made a lot of the Ghostbusters stuff. I'd be interested one day to get a whatchamacallit, one-to-one size prop replica of the Proton Pack, but it is so expensive to do customs, and I think a Novos or somebody had a one-to-one scale replica, but you had to put it together yourself, and you had to paint it yourself apparently, and all this other crap. Who the hell wants to do that? I mean, for $600 it was a great price, but not everybody's painting skills are the same, so it's like, why do that? You know what I mean? Oh, you know what? There's one more thing I forgot. I should have done this with every figure, actually, and I forgot to do it, but I'll do it now. Let them rotate around with the packs on. I should have done it again. I'm sorry. I should have done that with all of them, but I forgot. So, my apologies again. But yeah, this company made it, and Novos is making a one-to-one prop replica. God only knows if it's even out, but you basically had to, like I was mentioning, you have to put it together yourself, man, and everyone's skill is going to be different, so, you know, come on, man. I mean, $600 is a good price, but I just, I don't know. I know my paint skills suck, so I'm not going to shell out $600 for something that's not going to look as good as the prototype, you know what I mean? So, whatever. All right, let's close this out and move on to our inevitable ending. So, in closing out, finally at the end, I hope I showed you everything that you needed to see and hear, and gave you some ideas for some poses and, you know, different variations on what you can do. So far, so my overall impression, man, I'm very happy. I almost want to give this set a perfect 10. I honestly probably give it a 9.5, 9.6, somewhere in that vicinity, within those standard deviations. So no problems. The sculpts are awesome. I know I'm a little bit biased because I love Katie Kim's work, but she really killed it. The loss of detail from prototype to production was really limited. I mean, I haven't seen such good maintenance or maintaining of the original prototype work in the sculpt for a long time. I haven't seen that really been maintained for a while so significantly. So that's awesome. Only issues I had, you know, there's a little bit of a cherry flavor to Winston's paint application in certain light, but it's not a big deal really for me anyway. The sculpt's still really good. Ray's Egon sculpt, accessories, everything's really, really good. It's you know, I really have no complaints for the most part. We're definitely really lucky that these figures didn't get delayed more significantly. You know, so some of us need to grow a little bit more patience. I know I hate waiting. I'm one of those people too. But, you know, with getting the electronics right and all the packs and everything that needed to be done with trying to produce 4 figures, you know, the paint applications, the casting, and getting everything just right, it can be tough, man. And when one thing goes wrong and you start doing QC checks and you have issues, you got to go back and you got to fix them. Sometimes you have to go and recheck everything that you've already done to make sure that they work. So it's just, you know, a painstaking process, but, you know, look at the Hulkbuster, look at Ripley. I mean, look, you know, 2.5 years for the Hulkbuster. We were just over a year or in a couple months, you know, with this, and they're about to come out soon. And we're lucky, again, that they were not delayed even longer, to tell you the truth. So they're coming out, guys. Just be happy if you're watching this review. It's coming out slightly before the figures are about to ship to the United States. It's probably gonna, if we're lucky, or if everybody else is lucky, they're gonna hit the water hopefully next week, be in the United States hopefully by Halloween or close to it. And as soon as I, you know, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing other people's picks as well. It's gonna be really cool. So if you liked the video, feel free to like, subscribe. Go check out my Instagram as well. I'll have some high resolution shots up, and you can check them out there as well. Again, comments, concerns, you know, I've no problem trying to answer you. Sometimes I forget, so don't give me a hard time if I do forget. And again, a big thank you to Steve Allen and company over at Time Walker Toys for thinking of me for this set, and for Wan Choi for agreeing to air freight some final production pieces upon the completion of production. So that's I can't be more ecstatic, you know, to be able to do this for you guys. So all right, I'm done running my mouth, and as we say in the hobby, keep collecting, And deuces.